So explain, what kind of music and that kind of stuff do you guys do?
Well, question for me?
Sure, you take it, man.
Well, I think it's some kind of rock pop.
Or folk, new
Yeah, kind of
Less country, more folky.
Well,
depends
maybe,
what gigs. Sometimes there's folkies and sometimes there's not very many folkies. So it depends who comes on there.
Sometimes there's nobody.
So how did you guys get started in this kind of stuff? Like,
It's kind of like a lawnmower, you know. We got down there, pulled that cord, and said, "Go," you know. So we have Roger. He's an acoustic guitar that he couldn't come tonight, and he sings a lot of vocals as well. He's like the second main vocalist. Derek also sings background vocalist here, and we have Miro who plays lead guitar and electric guitar. So it's a pretty straightforward 5-piece band, except with no keyboards and the one guitarist is acoustic.
so what would you say the pros and cons of being in a band are?
The pros are basically singular. It's really I'm the pro, and they're sort of cons. There's 4 ex-cons basically, and then me as the pro. So we try to get a blend between them.
He's going to get me going shortly. I have to defend myself.
If I have a key, I can get it in back.
In
and I
all
can get you going.
seriousness, Peter,
Mhm.
the pros are that you have a lot of fun when you do it.
What would be a creative disagreement?
A creative.
What the heck are you
disagreement.
playing
Outline
there?
that for Mississauga band. What would be a creative disagreement?
Why do you play
one,
those two
one,
songs in a
one
row?
person is hearing it a certain way, and another person's hearing it another way, and you can't quite sort of yield them together. And
Sometimes one
it's-
person's not hearing it at all.
that's
That
true
happens,
too.
too.
That definitely
If the
happens.
person's not there, yeah.
No, even if they're there,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't hear it at all.
If someone was to say to you right now, year 2000, where will you guys be?
I would like to be alive in the
Right,
year
yeah, that would be
2000.
good.
I'm sort of hoping on that, first of all.
How about this answer? If by the year 2000 we're still together, then we'll be a very successful band.
And you'll come back to Table 10 and play for us, right?
Absolutely. We'll come back and thank you for asking that question. Because it's a damn good one. Oops.
A lot of the bands that have made it and have been really big, it's not necessarily because they're great musicians or anything, but you have to stay in a unit and gel it as a unit. And your bass player knows what your drummer is doing, and your singer knows what the guitarist is going to expect, and you start singing together. Your voices start to blend better together, and the more you sing together, Roger and I are so much better at singing together. We can just start a new song now, and he just starts to sing parts that blend with me just from playing together.
So when I say the word idol, who is the first person that pops into your head?
Me would be John Lennon,
How come?
an idol, a late idol. Well, ironically, the man spent his whole life pursuing peace and asking questions and trying to make the world a better place. And ironically, he was the man martyred for that. I actually did one of his songs on my last solo album. It's called Grow Old With Me. Grow Old With Me. It's called Grow Old With Me. And he talks about grow old along with me, the best is yet to be, you know, face the setting sun, we will live as one. And ironically, someone who wrote a song like that, Grow Old Along With Me, never got to grow old at all. We're taking a lot of inspiration from John Lennon's, from his lyrics and from his life and from the great work of the Beatles.
How about you, Derek?
Well, the first will be, I don't know, Mark King from Lever 42. Well, I'm bass player, so obviously, you know, he's a great bass player.
I know if Roger was here, he would say that his biggest influence is definitely Menudo.
I used to love Menudo.
You just said that on live TV. Now, how are you going to
Menudo is
face your work
great.
tomorrow?
Oh, it's terrific. How about you, Luke? First idol.
Idol.
Now, don't say me. You're not allowed to say me.
Idol's a strong word. I've been heavily influenced by drumming from early Genesis, Phil Collins and Bill Bruford. More contemporary scene would be like Stuart Copeland sort of thing. So I have like a small handful of drumming idols.
I'd like to mention Bruce Coburn as well too. My lyrics, I try to take a pointer, I guess, from Bruce Cockburn and his great lyrics about the environment, about the world. And
So say there's people out there, young kids, watching you guys right now, and they want to become in a big band now, like you guys. What advice would you guys give them?
grow up. If you're little kids, first thing you gotta do is grow up. I mean, you cannot play drums if you can't even reach them. Stay in school, don't do drugs. I was inside your office there, and in the urinal, in the bottom of the urinal, it said, say no to drugs. In the bottom of the urinal. Why is that? So you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't go in the men's washroom. Well, on that note,
yeah, we better not.
time to get a new location, so why don't we play one of your videos, Trust?
I trust you have that one, yes. We
I
trust.
always trust, so.
As the States would say, in God we trust. Every time you pass a bill over the counter, in God we trust. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Randall and the Raindogs, Trust, Random Records.
On New Year's Eve once a year, we resolve to make our problems disappear. But by the time that February rolls around, it's just a memory. Isn't that the way love always goes? I have done things in the past, so now.
So today on the show we have Vicky. Vicky is a supermodel in LA. She's come in here, she's enjoying this sun here today. And well, tell me, Vicky, a little bit about your glamorous lifestyle.
Glamorous lifestyle. Well, I work all day and I sleep all night. That's right.
Work all day and sleep all night.
Oh, no, I am a proud Channel 10 volunteer.
What's going on here?
Proud Channel 10 volunteer. And Mr. Vampire, how do you feel today?
Is that camera rolling?
The camera is rolling.
Yeah, it's rolling.
Rolling down the
Rolling on the river, Proud Mary keep on burning, Proud Mary keep on...
Get comfortable.
Roger, what's your vector, Victor?
So tell us about your past experience.
Well, I lost my virginity. I think, oh, the past experiences of the
Yeah,
band.
of
I'm
the
sorry.
band, yeah.
I'm sorry, the band, right. Well, we used to be called the Rubber Band, but we tried to keep making gigs and we found we were really stretching our schedule to get to gigs, so we changed the name from the Rubber Band.
Okay, Derek seems to be the serious one of this group.
Oh, no. He's not the...
I just live that way.
So how was breakfast television? Like other stuff you guys have done? Like,
Except those early, like, we had to like be there before 5 o'clock in the morning, and like, musicians, they're not early birds, so,
That's an understatement.
like, usually I go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to wake up.
To give you an example, a month later we played a gig at Nags Head North, and it was 9:30 at night. We were supposed to be there. Roger was still late. 9:30 p.m. So imagine
getting up that early, yeah.
Imagine trying to get him to a 5 o'clock in the morning gig. It's not easy. No, he was at home with his Menudo records, and
I'm telling you, Menudo's great.
he just, I think he had some Village People going too, but it was a big thing. He, he does all the YMCA. He's into all that. Like, he gets a full-length mirror in his bedroom,
that
and
stuff is great.
yeah, I don't know. He works at the YMCA actually.
Really?
I don't think
He does.
I don't think we should talk about Roger. He's not here to.
Come softly to me by the Fleetwoods is playing on the Delco radio.
We just had one of the guys from the Nylons come in and do sax on one of our songs that we just finished recording for the album.
Summer night, the time is right. A shiver down my spine, a question on my mind. Picture all that lies in front of us.
To jump in at a late stage, it's very tough. It's very tough. You're gonna look like Willie Nelson before your first gig.
You got to pay some dues.
To all the girls I've loved before, who traveled in and out their doors, I'm glad they came along. We dedicate this song to all the girls I've loved before. A little bit of Julio and Willio.
Yeah.
I always thought it should be Julio and Willio. I don't know. I could just be.
Oh no.
I don't know.
So in, say, your past example, can you think of the most hilarious moment while you guys have been together in a band?
I would probably say that the first time Luch walked in the room and said, I'm your drummer, I thought, now, what was I, 10, 20 minutes on the floor rolling around, just going hysterical, basically. Now that, you gotta admit that was funny.
No, I was thinking of a a moment that actually occurred.
Oh.
He tries to forget that one.
I think it was pretty funny when we were rehearsing one time, and Peter, which he's very klutzy by the way, he walked over and he tripped on cords and the whole PA fell off the amps and everything. It was like a big mess, and it wasn't funny at the time, but in retrospect, it's pretty funny.
Since done it 20 more times.
And the next time he walked into the rehearsal room, he knocked a bunch of 2x4s over, and it was like a domino effect, and all this stuff started crashing down. And we couldn't. Needless to say, we couldn't rehearse for like until we got it all sorted out. So.
Well, there was a time we were trying to find out where the sound was when Roger's guitar conked out on stage, and we realized he hadn't plugged it in. I thought that was pretty funny. That's the same thing.
How about you, Derek? Any Kodak moments?
There's few, but I don't think that they should go in the area.
I throw out a lot of jokes, and I do that because I can take a lot. I would never throw them out if I couldn't take them. And that's very important in a band. You've got to have a sense of humor.
You mean you're not a hypocrite?
You've got to have a sense of humor. And no, but I have taken a Hippocratic oath. Or is that for lawyers? Or is it for the president? I don't know. One of them takes an oath.
Yeah, that's the person who
One of them
goes
takes
to
the oath, and the other
stand.
takes the secretary out for lunch and makes her a mistress. I think that's the president. I think. No, sorry.
You're confused. He's very modest, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with my clothes on. We want to take a hybrid of what happened when I listened to the Beatles and Roger listened to Blue Rodeo and he listened to Marillion and he listened to Genesis. What happened when we all brought that together and said, but I also kind of play this way that I came up with. And that's our hybrid, and that hopefully will set us apart.
So, in one word, describe your band. What would you
Sexy.
tell them? Sexy. Forgot you that for music.
That was one word. There's not many one words that describe music. Enigmatic.
I think
Ooh.
I know what that means.
It means an anomaly. Fun.
Eclectic. Well, you
Are we
consider
still
that he's of Italian descent. He's from Poland. You know,
Are we
I'm
still
of English
searching?
descent. Roger's of Irish descent.
We're UN.
I would certainly think
We're
that.
NATO.
Yeah.
I should have brought
come
my
out-
thesaurus.
Yeah, and you can learn new words like little. But anyways,
When we go and do a show and we realize that people are liking us, then it's really satisfying. Like the show we did on Friday, where people actually were dancing.
wow,
Yeah.
people dance at one of our shows.
That was
Can we get like frame this?
That was a proud moment because up until Friday that hadn't happened, right?
Well, they were really drunk though. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, nonetheless,
Yeah, nonetheless.
they were enjoying.
They
them.
were up and dancing.
Yeah, and we're
That's right.
we're not
That's right.
we're not really a dance.
No, we're
band,
not a dance band, and
really.
it's tough for us to get people up dancing, and it is an accomplishment for us to get people up dancing. You know, and plus, as I say, we do so much original material, and we don't have our. It is, but we don't have our first album out as yet, and so we have no airplay. No one knows any of our material pretty much. So people come to our show. People generally, even if you know it's in a bar, they can play house music all night, and some people are diehards. They dance to everything, but a lot of people all of a sudden hear
You struck a
Kokomo.
chord.
A lot of people hear Kokomo or something, or the Beach Boys, whatever, and they all of a sudden get up and run to the dance floor.
Yeah, 'cause they
they
like
jump
it
up
or-
for Brown Eyed Girl or whatever. They jump up because they know the song, and we play so much stuff that nobody will know. By the time it's over, by the time they realize it has a good beat to dance to, or they do like it.
So if you guys got a chance right now to plug your band within like 10, 20 seconds, what would you guys say?
Oh, I think we'd rather not be plugged.
You know what I mean.
Well,
in a nutshell,
I know certainly
In a
we've
nutshell.
played times and people have unplugged us just to save themselves. Actually, we're playing Mingles, which is in Mississauga, on August 11th. So that's
Okay.
probably a show that's pretty
Where's
close to
that?
home
I
here.
don't know where that is.
Mingles is on the Lakeshore Boulevard. It's I think,
Make sure and what?
you know, I was going to say 3573, but I believe that's the address here. I'm getting confused.
But this is something 3,000.
It's 3,000 and
What
something.
is
It's
it,
on
like,
Lakeshore
what's
Boulevard.
the major intersection?
It is
Lakeshore and-
Lakeshore and Street. There's a street that crosses, and it's
Yeah, what's the street?
it's one of those paved ones.
This is a Tobico.
That's
it's
a
in the
Etobicoke? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's no paved streets in Etobicoke. What?
What?
Paved streets in
Yeah.
Etobicoke. It's as bad as Scarborough. Oh, sorry. I'm from Toronto. Streets are all paved with
So
gold, so
anyway-
I don't understand.
So anyway, he
suburbia.
doesn't
You
know
guys
where
are at
Mingles-
Mingles
Yeah.
We are at
on
Mingles.
August 11th,
Come on out and mingle.
and You don't get tickets or anything. Just the.
You can just show up at the door. You can show up at the door, and it's probably be $4 or something, and that's it. And we'll have an opening band ground level, and that's be a good show. We're also at Sneaky D's on July 19th, which is a Tuesday night. That'll be a really good show. We were playing with Bobo Irish, which is a really good Toronto band. They're opening up for us, and then Nowhere Blossoms are coming in from Edmonton actually to play, and then we'll be playing. So that's July 19th at Sneaky D's.
Where's that?
Sneaky D's is at College in Bathurst, right downtown, and we're playing out Scarborough way at Bar None on August 4th. That's Thursday night. We're playing at Bar None, which is Danforth and Woodbine.
Yeah.
Danforth and Woodbine.
So why don't you guys sing something?
Luch will take.
I don't sing.
No.
That's been done. That's been done.
Manny. I know.
I think Peter should do a solo on this one. Unless he sings well, maybe.
Well, nobody says
That's
for you
the
to play
only
drums.
one
He can play drums.
Yeah, there you go.
Once upon a time, there was a girl who could never decide. She'd say she loved me, then push me aside. Use a subtle charm, keep me a trophy on her arm. There you go. Oh, how she would patronize just to prolong our demise. All she ever said to me, well, maybe anything I asked her for, well, maybe she couldn't just keep hanging around saying maybe. Oh, I think if she had, she'd have drove me crazy. Well, maybe. That's all we're gonna do for you, because that's a song we did on Breakfast Television. That's my newest song actually that I wrote called Well, Maybe. And that's how much we got to play on Breakfast Television. So we're not gonna give you any more. You see, what they do is you play one song in the middle of the show. We played a song. We played Love Crime, I guess, one that we finished for the album. We played that. Near the end of the show, you play it, but it's sort of like over the credits. They show half your song, then kind of credits come, and then you're cut. So that's sort of, we got a little bit further than that on Breakfast Television, but not a lot. It's a long song. It's 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Wow, it sounds great.
Yeah, and we're just actually, right now, we're just talking to producers about who's going to produce this. We're talking to Andy Koyama, who did Shakespeare in My Butt, The Lowest of the Low, big album. And we're talking to Ken Greer, who used to be in Red Rider, and now he plays with Gowan in that. He's in another band called Big Faith. So we're talking to a couple of them about producing that song, actually.
Great.
Yeah.
We think we think it might be the one.
A big single, yeah, we're hoping.
Sure. Sounded great.
She ran from love if it got too close. Ran away. She ran to me if I strayed too far.
Did you and is that you and Roger wrote that, or was that you?
Oh, that's all mine.
Yeah, he's definitely has a knack to write good catchy tunes.
We would have been called The Knack, in fact, had it not already been used.
The Knack?
Yeah.
What? Oh, somebody else had it.
Wasn't it My Sharona? My Sharona!
Yeah. Alrighty. Did something crawl into your pants?
No, otherwise I'd be doing Elvis. A blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. I won't mean nothing, dear, without you. However.
Peter was deprived of attention when he was a kid.
Well,
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of playmates in my cage. I had a treadmill though, I could run on that, but not a lot of playmates in there.
What are you babbling about?
I'm talking with Star Search, there was like a 10 years old drummer.
Really?
Little kid.
Oh yeah,
And
there's tons of stuff
he
on
was amazing.
10-year-old drummer.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was just smoking, man.
On
Yeah,
stage.
I saw that.
If you
He's smoking on stage. And playing drums. Now that's impressive as well. Like, how do you...
That is very.
Those guys, man.
Yeah, but
Smoke to the beat.
the prodigies don't count.
Yeah, he'll be washed up by
They don't-
12.
they don't
By 12,
count.
he'll be holding up a liquor store in East LA, wearing a ski mask, you know. Sunny day.
You like them? All right. Peter Randall and the Raindogs, and Charlie, our music expert today, just whispered, the drummer's really good. I think so too. I agree.
Charlie, they thought you were great too.
Hello, it's birthday time, and here's your birthday card, Jennifer!
Thank you very much, Peter. This is celebrations for the 1st of June. Let's start things off with Sean, who's celebrating his birthday, and a ton of wishes are sent his way. Love, Mom, Dad, and family. And this little, I think so. For everyone else who's celebrating it there, please have a good one and watch Lunch Television for more celebrations. Now, over to you, Ann.
Thanks, Jennifer.
She moved back in until I caught that ring. I was a fool. She could never say from her heart till death to tear us apart. All she ever said to me, well, maybe, anything I asked her for, well, maybe, she could just keep hanging.